All right, people, what is good? The game is over now. The rivalry game, Southern, not State. Yes, it is still Southern, not State. But we did go down to the Georgia State Panthers 41-33. And I'm going to tell you something about this game right here. We had plenty of chances to win this game. Unfortunately, we weren't able to. And I know this may rough, but this is gonna upset some people. It is, because I said this early in the halftime. I have become not the biggest fan of Kyle Van Treese. I'm going to be honest. I'm just not. I don't like the turnovers. I know one of them was not his fault. One went through the hands of another receiver, which was kind of crazy. I don't understand. The ball hit your hands, you got to catch it. But there's just been too many instances where things just did not go right for him. Now, he did throw for 30 or 48, 358, 3 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. But it just seems like it's just something about the way he plays. It just does not seem like there's some type of urgency. Now, even in the Nebraska game, when we came back and won that game, it was very methodical. But when you look back at it, it just seemed like it was a cautious type of comeback to take the lead in that game. And with this game here, you needed, and even with the Coastal game, you needed some sense of urgency to go downfield and do something. And every time we tried, it was just a bad mistake. It was either an interception or it was a fumble. It was just something wasn't right. But nevertheless, we're going to talk about some other things. The defense. The defense did what they normally do. The defense gave up a lot. I want to look at Georgia State stats. The quarterback play was not the best, 16 to 25 or 186. But when you look at this running game, and the running game was what it was. You know what? I saw somebody on Twitter said that I got to shout him out because it was close, but it didn't work out the way it did. He said that they was going to run almost 400 yards on us. And I thought he was crazy. I screenshotted it, but it was close. They had two guys that ran over 100 yards. Jameis Williams and Tucker Gregg, two guys I talked about on my podcast that these guys could have been a problem. Now, when you also look at the defensive side of the ball, look who got an interception. You know, they had an interception. I can't remember the guy's name who got the interception, but the person who I named out ended up getting an interception. The stat's not up here, so I can't really see it. So I apologize for that. The computer just didn't pull up stats. But everything that I said that was going to be a problem against us came to fruition. Georgia State played an okay game. Now, I'm not saying that we played a bad game. I just feel like our quarterback let us down. Because even with the 4 interceptions, one wasn't necessarily his fault, and a couple of drops that was on the receivers, we were still in this game. We were down only by 8. So that goes to show you that we limit the turnovers. We probably could have won this game. We left points on the board, not only with the drop touchdown by Amari Jones, which he did to redeem himself, but Alex Rayner kicked the field goal late in the game, which we could have had a touchdown then. You know, those are points that's left on the board, you know, but at the end of the day, Georgia State did what they're supposed to do. They didn't do it in a good fashion. I'm not going to say that because it was kind of sloppy on their end as well. But when you put up 41 points, you put up 41 points. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, when you look at what they've done as far as the running game, the passing game was so-so, and they played fairly solid. They played okay. Now for us, we gotta get back to the drawing board. We need to find a way to limit these turnovers by our quarterback. We need to find a way to not fumble the ball, you know, in crunch time. Caleb Hood had a fumble, even though he had 12 catches for 125. Jeremy Singleton, 5 catches for 97. Amari Jones had 6 for 66. Durham Burgess, which a guy thought that was going to get a little bit more burn, you know, with more opportunities, 5 for 52. At the end of the day, I ain't gonna say we let this one slip away. It was a little bit of we let this one slip away. We also gave the game away as well. I mean, you can't give up that many turnovers and expect to win the game. You know, that's just not going to happen that way. You know, you have to make a way to capitalize and control and take care of the football. If you don't, this is what's going to happen. You know, now I know a lot of people is going to come at me. I know it because I talked a lot of smack on Twitter. I'm prepared for it. I'm prepared for it. I'm prepared to take mine like a man. I don't mind it. But we got to get back. We need to get back and start looking into the next game. Right now, we're playing James Madison next at Paulson. James Madison could be ranked coming into Paulson. I'm already thinking about we shock the world and beat these guys. Already. And I would be honest, if we limit the turnovers, And even with as bad the defense is, we limited turnovers, we can make some things happen. But we need to look back at what we did against Georgia State. We didn't tackle well. Once again, we did not tackle well. I think a lot of these guys got second level yards after first contact, especially even with Danny Granger, who ran for 66 yards. He broke a couple tackles. You know what I mean? I know Tucker Gregg and James Williams broke some tackles. You've had some receivers that broke some tackles. We have to do something as far as tackling. It has to get better. When we tackle better and we don't turn the ball over, we can make some things happen. I'm saying it now. I'm almost out on Kyle Van Treese. I'm almost about 80% out on him, and I know that's going to ruffle some feathers. Some people ain't gonna like it, but it is what it is. I want to see somebody else go out there and do something. I do. I want to see something. Now I know he's probably gonna get the start against James Madison. I know that. I know they're not going to change over, but this can't continue. It just can't. We're going to have to do something to not just put points on the board, because 33 points is 33 points. You can't knock that. You say you're scoring 33 points every game, you're going to be okay. But when you turn around and say, hey, we may have 4 or 5 turnovers, you're going to be like, whoa, wait a minute. So we're going to be in a shootout every game. And that's basically what's going on. So we're at the limited turnovers. We're going to have to do something about that. We're going to have to get better at tackling on defense. We did pretty good in the last couple of games. I will say that. The Ball State game, and even with Coastal to an extent, we did okay at tackling. But this game, everything just rendered their head back again. There's no reason why 2 players on an opposite team have 100 yards rushing against us. That's what we used to do. We used to have that type of game. But the tables turned. Offenses have changed, defenses has changed, coaching scheme has changed, and you see what we got. We got a lot of passing yards, we got a fairly good running game, but the defense is going to have to do something different. I know this is 1 year. I know the coach has basically been on the job for 10 or 11 months, but something's going to have to change quick, sooner rather than later. So it's just how it's going to be. I don't know what else to say. Let me know what you guys think. If you like this commentary, hit the like button, share this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's still Southern, not State. I'm still sticking with it. Y'all guys got us up 6-3 now. I can't do nothing but tip the hat to that, because you guys played a lot better than y'all did earlier this year. We played a lot worse, almost on par, than what we've been doing this entire year. We're 3-3. We're going into play James Madison. I'm already on board saying we're going to shock the world. We're going to beat this team. Let's go ahead and punch them in the mouth. They can't beat us at Paulson. I don't think anybody could beat us at Paulson. Let's make this thing happen. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Can't wait to see what you guys say in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace.